What's up, Affordable Armory folks? How y'all doing? Today, as you can see, I'm not at home. I'm out here on the road. Thought I'd make some videos for you. And so here we go. In this video, we are going to be comparing the Smith Wesson Model 642 that I just got to the Model 856 from Taurus that I've had for a while now. I've done a couple videos on that gun. Check out the link up here or down in the description. That gun is really cool. I like it, and I have carried it some. Not a lot, but I have actually carried it. And so I thought, since I finally picked up a 642, that gun being a classic, so many people have carried that gun and do carry that gun on a regular basis, I thought I'd compare the two and see which one I like better. If this is your first time here, click the subscribe button down below so you'll find out when future videos come out. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Before we get too far into the video, I want to thank my sponsor, Vetter Holsters. Vetter Holsters are awesome, guys. I carry one every single day. I love their light tuck holster. Their outside the waistband holster is good too. The light draw. But man, if you're looking for a new holster, Vetter is definitely my go-to. They offer holsters for a variety of makes and models. Whether you carry a Glock 19, a Smith Wesson M&P, Sig Sauer P320, they've got it for the new Macro from Sig Sauer, all sorts of options, inside the waistband, outside the waistband. Like I said, it's a great value, high quality holsters. I highly recommend them. Like I said, it's the holster that I carry every single day. That being said, let's get on with the video. Okay guys, here we are at the workbench, and I've got side by side here the Taurus 856. Now this is the ultralight model, and then I've got the classic, guys, the Smith & Wesson 642. It's a hammerless gun. We'll talk about that here in a second. But two easy to find, pretty easy to conceal revolvers in 38 Special. Let's talk about it. So first of all, price and affordability. Guys, if you know Taurus, you know that they make affordable guns, all right? Especially if you've been around my channel for a bit, that's just what they're known for. And here lately, they make affordable, reliable handguns that people really like, including myself. That being said, their revolvers, of all things, have pretty much always had a reputation for being good. The original ones were, in fact, copies of the Smith & Wessons. Nowadays they've kind of done their own thing, like this 856 here holds 6 rounds versus 5 in the Smith & Wesson. We'll get to that when we talk about capacity here in a second. But overall, the 856 ultralight here is probably going to win in the affordability category, unless you do like I did and you find one of these used. Okay, I got a great deal on this thing. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it, but it was significantly less than a new one. So if you shop around and find a good deal on a used 642, absolutely go get it. That's a fantastic deal. This gun is a classic. It's been around a long time. Fantastic firearm. If you're looking at a new Taurus, these are great guns too. All right, I've shot these quite a bit. Fantastic guns. A new one of these is going to cost you a little bit more than a used one of these, but a new one of these is going to cost you more than a new one of these. So if I had to choose on affordability, I'm going to go with the Taurus. Just most of the time, like I said, unless you get a good deal like I did on a used one, this is going to be cheaper. All right, so price and affordability goes to the Taurus. As to capacity, well, 5, 6. There you go. You do the math and tell me who's the winner. Accuracy. I'm going to roll in some footage real quick of me shooting these guns side by side, and it wasn't good. I'll tell you that. It wasn't good for either one of them, to be honest. All right, Smith & Wesson 642. This is 25 rounds through the gun, and if you've seen my video on the Smith & Wesson 642, this might look familiar because this is that same target. There you go. There's the ones that I shot high, and then I eventually worked my way down. Did get the majority of the rounds to go in the same spot there. Not terrible, but I mean, it's usable. And then if you come over here, this was 25 rounds through the Taurus model 856, and it's a little bit sparser grouping, but notice the rounds are definitely not keyholing, okay? And this one, it took me a minute to get the sighting in as well. You notice I was shooting high, and then I worked my way here, and then a lot of the rounds are off to the left. The grouping is not as tight as it was with the model 642 Smith & Wesson. Overall, if I had to pick one or the other, again, I was shooting the Taurus in double action mode just to make it even, because the 642 is double action only. If I had to pick one or the other, I'm gonna pick this one, the Smith & Wesson. Believe it or not, the grouping is tighter. The rounds tend to go to the same place a little bit better, whereas the Taurus, the rounds are a little bit more spread out. I didn't really get a nice tight grouping, and they're kind of off to the left, the majority of them. So yeah, if I had to pick a winner for accuracy, I'm going to take the Smith & Wesson model 642. So kind of a toss-up between these two on accuracy. I guess I'll go with the Smith & Wesson. Reliability. Man, I mean, the revolvers, they're known for their reliability, so it's tough to make a call on which one is more reliable, if you will. I'll go with the Smith & Wesson because it's been around longer. Okay. They have their reputation of being Smith & Wesson. They've been around for almost 200 years, and their customer service, not to dog on Taurus because they've gotten better over the years, but their customer service not all that great. So I'm gonna have to go with Smith & Wesson. Not that I expect you to have a problem with either of these guns, not that I've ever experienced a problem with either of these guns. So I'm going purely based on the fact that if you do have a problem, which one is going to be easier to get fixed? I'm going to have to go with Smith & Wesson. Ergonomics and feel. So first off, the Taurus came with these nice like rubber textured grips. Okay, these are very comfortable. You do have a little bit of a finger groove there, which is, yeah, it's okay. I don't need that, but it doesn't feel bad either. And then this texturing back here is awesome. Oh my goodness, that feels so good in the palm of my hand. It's even got a little hump there, so it shapes right into your palm. You got a little place here for your thumb to rest. That's pretty cool too. As far as the cylinder release, you do have the grooves on there. It is a push forward style release. Nothing really special about that. Then you can release it. Very easy to actuate the ejector rod. Okay, the sights, I mean, not very good. So that front sight there, not replaceable. Okay, it's built into the gun. And then you have your standard notched rear. But hey, it's purple. Good luck finding one of these, by the way, if you're looking for this color. I haven't seen any of the colored models in quite a while. They used to have them in burnt orange. I think there was a deep red. There was this purple color. Might have been a few other colors. I can't remember. And then, of course, your standard stainless and matte black, which they're still predominantly putting out. But I haven't seen any of these colored ones recently, so pretty cool. Not that that has anything to do with the feel of the gun, it just looks cool. But let's talk about the Smith & Wesson now. So the Smith & Wesson, this one came with these hard plastic grips, okay, which I am not a fan of. Now the newer ones again are coming with more of a rubberized grip. It's a much nicer grip. And then of course there are tons of aftermarket options for grips. Okay, and then this does have also that little cutout for your finger there. and then you can't really get a full grip on there, which is okay. It's a pocket gun, right? So the cylinder release, very similar to the Taurus there. You've got some grooves there, very easy to actuate. Push that, open it up. Ejector rod, very easy to push. All right, close that. Same thing on the sights. Not really that great, pretty hard to see. All right, put some paint on it, make it better. But as far as ergonomics and feel of the two, I don't know. It's kind of a tie, guys. Really, neither one of them is like overwhelmingly awesome in ergonomics. Now, if you put them side by side here, I will say that where it goes in your hand is a little bit different. So you can see the Smith & Wesson, you've got a little bit higher of a place to put your hand, and then you kind of put your thumb down, which is what you want on a revolver. Whereas on the Taurus, you don't get quite as high on there, and your thumb doesn't go as far down. It's still out of the way like you want it, but the angle is a little bit different there. You see the difference there. So this one gives you a little bit more purchase, so I'll give the slight edge in ergonomics and feel to the Smith & Wesson. All right, trigger press and weight. Guys, I gotta say that the trigger press on these is it's not really a fair comparison for a couple reasons. One, this one is double action and single action, and this one is double action only. The other one being, this is a used gun. I have no idea how many rounds have been through it, no idea how many trigger presses it has, whereas this one is much newer. It's only a couple years old, and I'm the one that shot it. So I don't know exactly how many rounds through it, maybe a couple hundred. So not really a lot. Whereas this thing, I have no idea. It could be a couple hundred, could be 1,000. It could be just one box of 50. Who knows? Of course, I've put that amount through it, so it's more than a box of 50. But just saying, I have no idea what's been done to this trigger. I haven't even looked at the internals to see maybe they've adjusted anything in it. I don't know if it's still factory or not. I would assume it is, but you never know. So just wanted to put all of that out there to say that it's not quite fair to compare these two triggers. However, I'm going to do it anyway. All right, here we go. I've got my handy dandy trigger gauge, and I'm going to start with the Smith & Wesson here. We'll do 5 pulls. Whew! 9 pounds, 12 ounces. 10 pounds, 11 ounces. 7 pounds, 14.9 ounces. 11 pounds, 10.5 ounces. And 8 pounds, 3.4 ounces for an average of 9 pounds, 10.4 ounces. All right, here we go with the Taurus. Ready? Oof, over. 11 pounds, 15.6 ounces. 11 pounds, 2.1 ounces. Over. 11 pounds, 14.7 ounces. Whew! That's a heavy trigger, guys. All right. One more. All right. Average. Yeah, so, I mean, that's approaching a 12-pound trigger, guys. So the Smith & Wesson is the clear winner here. Now, again, I was double action only. This does have a single action where it would obviously be a much lighter trigger press. That kind of surprises me. Maybe this trigger is just really well worn in, but I don't know. The Smith & Wesson wins. So, purpose of these guns. Deep concealment, all right? These are not fun guns to shoot, all right? These are not range guns. Of course, you can take them to the range. You should take them to the range if you own them and practice with them. But this is not a gun that I'm like, hey, let's go to the range and shoot my J-frame revolver. Not happening, all right? This is a gun that if you're going to carry it, practice with it, get good at it, and then you make sure that you're really good at it, because that long, heavy trigger pull is something that is very difficult to master, and so is reloading a revolver. You can do it. Take some practice. It's slower than reloading a semi-automatic, but dang, these guns are reliable. Again, the purpose of these guns is deep concealment. I mean, you can carry it as a primary gun if you want to. I have carried the Taurus in that manner. I do have a holster for it. Actually, I have a couple holsters for it, but it's not a gun that I would carry that way all the time. It's just not my preference. I prefer a semi-automatic. I would carry this as maybe a backup gun, carry it as an ankle carry, for example, or a gun that I just stick in a backpack and have as something ready to go. Maybe I need to give someone else a gun because we're in a really horrible, unimaginable situation and they are unarmed. So then I might say, well, here you go, at least you got something. But yeah, the deep concealment being the primary purpose of this, or secondary gun, that's what these are for. They both pretty much serve that same purpose, and they both do it well. So overall, let's run it back. Price and affordability clearly goes to the Taurus, unless you get a good used deal like I did on the Smith Wesson. Capacity also goes to the Taurus because it's a 6-round versus a 5-round. Accuracy, kind of a tie. Reliability, I gave the edge to Smith & Wesson simply for the fact that it is been around for a longer, and their customer service is more than likely better than Taurus. Not that their customer service is terrible. I've heard that it's getting much better. It had a reputation for being terrible, but it's gotten better over the years, which is very good. Ergonomics and feel, that one was really a tie. It could go either way. And then trigger press and weight, you saw from the measurements, clearly went to the Smith & Wesson. They both serve the same purpose. So overall rating, which one am I picking? Man, this is a tough one. This might be the toughest comparison that I have ever done on the channel. You guys leave a comment down below which one you would pick, and I'll tell you right now, I am gonna go with the Taurus. Say what you want, but it's been reliable for me. I've got more experience shooting this one than I do with this one. I like that it's purple. Again, good luck finding a purple one, but generally they're going to be cheaper than the Smith & Wesson. Their accuracy is about the same, and I don't know, I just like this one more. Okay, it's really close. Not to say that there's anything wrong if you go with the classic, the 642. Like I said, it's been around for many years. Very reliable gun. It's tried and true. It's kind of like the Glock 19 of revolvers. It's been around for so long. So many people carry this gun either as a primary or a backup. It's just a great gun. I just like the Taurus more. So there you go, guys. There's a comparison of the Smith & Wesson Model 642, an absolute classic carry firearm, with the Taurus 856 6-shot 38 special. You be the judge. Which one would you take? Either way, one of these guns is going to make a great backup gun for you. Leave a comment down below. Tell me which one that you would choose. As always, head over to affordable-armory.com. That's where the blog lives. That's where our social media links are. That's where our affiliate links are, so you can save yourself some money on something you were going to buy anyway. And we've got merch like hats, t-shirts, and mugs. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.